Life could be a dream. Life could be a dream. Do 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 shaboom. Life could be a dream. If I could take you up in paradise up above. If you would tell me I'm the only one that you love. Life could be a dream. Sweetheart, hello, hello again. Shaboom, and open we'll meet again. Boom. Ding dong, ding dong, a lang, a lang, a lang. Oh, 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 bip, a bip, a dip. Oh, life could be a dream. If only all my precious plans would come true. If you would let me spend my whole life loving you. Life could be a dream, sweetheart.
Every time I look at you, something is on my mind. If you do what I want you to, maybe we'd be so fine.
Oh, life could be a dream. Shaboom, if I could take you up in paradise up above. Shaboom, and tell me, darling, I'm the only one that you love. Life could be a dream. Sweetheart, hello, hello again. Shaboom, and hope we'll meet again. Boom. Oh, life could be a dream. Life could be a dream, sweetheart. Dream, shaboom, if I could take you up in paradise up above. Shaboom, and tell me.
I went to the thrift shop towards the end of last year, 2016, with my friend. He and I are frequenters of this thrift store, and it's rare we see something good, but that day was really something. It was the usual nothing, nothing, and more nothing. It seemed like a school or office recently upgraded their computers because there were a lot of small form factor Pentium 4 machines which were identical and had labels with numbers on them. But amongst the Dell desktops, there was one thing that caught my eye: an Apple Power Mac G4. Although it was on the shelf above the fleet of Dell computers, it was still surrounded by a mixed bag variety of other machines. For the same price, I could have gotten a Dell Optiplex with a recent-ish i5, probably Haswell, 8 gigabytes of RAM, and a 500 gigabyte hard drive. The machine was, on paper, way more powerful and useful than the Power Mac. But when I saw the Mac, I had this feeling. It was a feeling I had never felt before. It was almost like the Mac had a spotlight shining on it, and everything else was out of focus or in the dark. Not like it was calling to me, but like it was the center of attention. And I mean, why shouldn't it be? Isn't it just something to look at? I mean, I could assume Gradient edited some of my better shots around this part just because I asked. This is one of the many things I felt when looking at this thing. But when I turned it on, oh boy. It was like taking a baseball bat to a mirror. The fans sped up wildly and they never slowed back down. The bad-sounding mono speaker on the front pierced my ears with the worst rendition of the Apple startup sound I've ever heard in my life. The abysmal loading times. Oh my god, the loading times. I waited, and I shit you not, the first time I turned this on when I brought it home, I waited a full 10 minutes. It was 8:30 p.m. exactly when I hit the button, and it was 8:41 or so when I was finally able to do something. It was just bad. Like, why? That's what happens when you buy an old computer. But for some reason, I bought this old computer. And that's the whole point. No matter how bad it could be, people would and still do buy these machines, if for no other reason than their looks. Well, not anymore. Now it's about the brand. But we're reaching an end to that era, aren't we? People buy Apple computers less and less now. The human body is evolving to become immune to the Apple effect. Today, people still buy computers because of the way they look, but that's a different video. For right now, people are abandoning Apple because although in the past they've done great things, the present is a struggle for them. When I look inside an Apple store today, I don't feel like I absolutely have to own anything in there. that feeling that I had for this Power Mac G4. It's becoming stale. There's nothing new or exciting. I partly blame their abandoning the power system architecture for this, but even that's only a small portion of it. Apple was so used to thinking different that everybody started to think like them. And so they're not different anymore. They're just more of the same.